Paltrocast.
Sir, Mr. Sterling, Funk Master Extraordinaire, how are you doing this morning aside from having to do press and talk to somebody like me?
I'm doing great, man. There's a lot of breaking news out there and a lot of chaos. It seems like my life is always involved in some type of chaos with my bosses for whatever reason. You know, I'm just doing what a good company man would do for anybody. And other than that, man, things are looking good. Hopefully getting ready to gear up for Boston.
Right. Well, we're going to focus on the positives here, such as Long Islander, like myself. Why do you still live on Long Island as somebody who's been around the world and been on television, etc.?
Well, I split my time now. I bought a house in Las Vegas just because of the UFC PI. The Performance Institute is really good to me, and just for the fighters in general. And on top of that, it doesn't hurt to save some extra money with no state income tax. So,
right.
But I got my residence here, so when I come back, I'm finishing up training camp. I could always come back to my house here. I rent it out, so it's a way to also make money and keep me afloat, so I'm not paying for two mortgages. You know, so we try to be smart, but yeah, definitely took full advantage of Vegas and having the opportunity to go back and forth to New York and having the best of both worlds.
There's a rumor that you have a realtor's license. Is that true?
Oh yeah, I'm still licensed, and I'm hoping I could put that to some extra work for the rest of this year. I haven't done anything with it this year, maybe like the last 3 years. I think I might have sold 2 houses. So we'll see. I need to dust that thing off and get back to work.
Are there any other active UFC fighters that you're aware of that hold a realtor's license?
I think Chaos Williams. I think he's a realtor in what do you call it? Detroit. I think Eric Anders, he's a realtor in Alabama. And of course, the raging one, Ally Quinta, still active. He's like, you know, teetering the line of retirement or maybe just taking a little bit of a break and then maybe come back later. But he's also an active realtor in New York.
My mind is blown. I thought you were going to say, no, I'm the only one. I sell them all their houses. Next question. Well,
I would.
Back to you here. We were connected by the wonderful folks at Nerd Focus. When did that partnership start?
I'm going to say maybe the week before my last fight. We were ironing out some small details, and yeah, I'm a proud partner, man. It's nice to see people doing like good things, being a pioneer and trying to change the game, so to speak, you know, with the nootropic energy drink, brain health as an athlete, you know, that's very important for us with just combat, taking shots to the head and those type of things. So when I look at it, it's like, if I could give myself some type of recovery advantage in the shape of getting some caffeine, putting better ingredients in my body, it's like, why not? You know, I've tried a lot of the other stuff out there, and I'm not trying to put a knock on anyone's company, but I think this is going to be a game changer and really help people to see a different path of where I think we're going to be the forefront of this right now. And I think you're going to see a lot more of the nootropic energy drinks coming out as Nerd starts to get bigger. And I think it's going to be big for the entire game. Just there's enough pie for everybody, you know? So I think we're going to really start to see more people move towards that direction, putting in those type of ingredients into their product as well. And I think it's going to be a good game changer.
You have a favorite flavor of Nerd Focus? I ask it because I think I've tried 3 of them. There's the green one, there's the blue one, but I don't know if there's like 20, and I just have to get experience with more personally.
I'm stuck between the green and the blue, mainly because it's like, if I want the carbs and the extra calories, or do I want like no calories? And it's kind of like I go back and forth sometimes. Sometimes you need it. There's another like supplement called Vitargo. We take that a lot if you're like fasted or you just need a quick boost of energy or carbohydrates for your workout. We'll take a scoop of Vitargo or 2 scoops of Vitargo, and that has all the carbs that you need to get through like a hard intensive workout. So now with the Nerd, with the green can, that one has the carbs in it. And speaking to the nutritionist after showing them the bottle, showing them the can and having them look at everything that's in it, they were like, man, this is as good as taking a Vitargo shake. So by all means, have it, you know? So this is during fight week while I'm cutting weight and those type of things. So yeah, it if I had to pick one, it depends on what I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to have like a really hard workout or something, I'll go with the green, get a little bit of caffeine in me as well. If not, then I could just be a little bit more chill and just go with the blue can.
Got it. Well, you mentioned at the top of this conversation, a lot of changes, a lot of news right now. Are you still in camp?
Am I still in camp? No, I'm not still in camp. That fight's over. That camp is over. This is more of a deload, get my body back to 100% as close as I can, and then try to get ready and prepare with at least 11 weeks. And with the 11 weeks, it's not like going to be fully intensive. It's going to be more like from week 11 to 8, kind of prepping the body, lifting, trying to get everything strong and healthy again, because you break the body down as you go through these tough training camps. And then you go through the fight, and going through a fight with a stud like Henry, that's never easy on the body, especially when I was coming into the fight. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but I had a partially torn bicep tendon.
Mhm.
That was my third training camp going through a fight camps where I'm just injured. And we did the stem cells and everything out in BioAccelerator in Colombia over in Medellin.
Mhm.
That helped out a bit, and I think that helped me get to the fight. So now we just take a little bit more of a downtime, try to lift, try to recover as best as we can, heal up those little injuries, so I can go out there and drag the UFC's their new favorite poster boy all up and down the canvas.
When I say still in camp, the ignorant outsider over here, most of what I know from UFC is I think I bought UFC 3 when I bought PlayStation 4, and you have the option of telling your fighter how many weeks they're doing camp. So I think I put my fighter in for 12 weeks. So I thought that was just an option or a normal thing. And then other UFC fighters I speak with, they're like, no, 4 weeks. I'm not doing more than 4 weeks in camp.
4 weeks? Wow, that's impressive.
That's very confident of that they're going to win, and they're in great shape.
I mean, I like to think that they're probably training before that, because 4 weeks is not a lot of time. For me, ideally, especially now with a 25-minute fight, preparing for that, I think ideally, if I had to come off the couch, I could do it in 8 weeks, but that's like pushing the envelope. For a 3-round fight, I feel like I could do that in 5 or 6 weeks. I think that's doable, because I'm training year round. I'm not like
Right.
just pissing off and just hanging out on the beach the entire time. And then it's like, oh, it's time to get ready for a fight. And then you got to get your body back in shape. And then you got a game plan. Like I'm training year round. I kind of know what the next step is going to be, always ahead of the game and knowing what the next move is and trying to just be proactive.
Are you still training at all in Belmore?
Well, I was never really training there. I went down a couple times to spar with either Dennis Bermudez, Andre Harrison, or I go down to watch Vellante whenever he was working out with Weidman, those type of things. But that wasn't really like my team, but we were very friendly with Keith Trimble and the guys over there. And yeah, that's pretty much how the relationship was.
So I went to high school in Belmore, and when you find out that these badass people are training in Belmore, you go, what? My town, no one was tough in my town. How are these UFC champions and legends training in your town, which was never cool, which never, anything like that. So I thought I was going to get I love Belmore, but it's totally normal that you don't.
Belmore is cool. It's just different when it comes to training.
Exactly. So you obviously have a great head on your shoulders based on what I've heard from your training technique, real estate, the partnerships that you're pursuing. Are you somebody that kind of has an exit plan and I'm not asking for what it is or when it is, but one of those people that goes, at this age and this income level, I'm gone from MMA. And then that's going to parlay into being the CEO of blank. Are you one of those people, or are you just one fight at a time at this point?
I'm a little bit of both. I originally thought I was going to retire at 32. I'm 33 now. So I kind of moved the goalposts a couple times. Now I'm saying 35. We'll see. I'm trying to bang out as many fights as I can, which is another reason why I'm opting to be active. And although I had a whole schedule planned out for after this fight to kind of let my body recover and to get stuff done outside, which we're talking about in terms of setting myself up for the future, I had a whole thing like planned out, and I kind of had to just rip it up and say, okay, I guess we're not doing that anymore. But yeah, I definitely look towards the future. I think it's very short-sighted to think that fighting lasts forever. I've had a really life-altering injury with my neck. It got progressively worse, and to the point where I thought I would never ever compete again, and I had to get an arthroscopic artificial disc replacement. And I'm back, but I still keep that in the back of my mind that it can easily just be taken away from me. And if it is taken away from me, what am I going to do afterwards? So the last thing I want to do is wait till the music stops and then look around and try to figure out what's next. So I'm trying to take the proper proactive steps and doing the right thing, saving my money. I know people would talk about that. I know people hate when we talk about money, but we are the lowest, like when we're talking about other athletes and other professional sports. Yeah, I know they've been around longer, whatever. But in the sense of like that comparison, we're not there yet. I think we will get there one day. So we have to be very, very strategical with how we use our money, make sure we're paying taxes, don't get caught up and fall behind with certain things.
Right.
And you see it time and time again with athletes, and I don't want to be one of those guys with one of those horror stories. So I try to be very frugal where I can and try to invest where I can and just making sure I'm doing the right thing so I could be, when I'm done, I'm not sour and upset that I gave my all and gave my body to the sport and got nothing out of it. I want to make sure when I'm done fighting, everything else is just an option. And I think I have some good ones laid out for me right as of right now.
Before I ask my last question, it sounds like Nerd Focus is not the only partnership being explored. It sounds like there's a lot of great things on the table, which is really great to hear.
Yeah, it definitely is. And it makes, I'm proud of that, because I'm a kid that come from a very tough upbringing with a lot of family drama, a lot of family baggage. And I know everyone's got their issues, but I'm very fortunate for being here and getting this far. So I'm very proud of all my accomplishments. No matter what people say, is like, I feel like I've won in life already. Everything else is just icing on the cake. And I'm just trying to see how far I can take it.
Totally. You're not one of those people who peaked in high school, to say the least.
Thank God.
So,
thank God.
So my last question for you, and it could be a 2-second answer, or it could actually be 15 minutes. It's wherever you want to go. When you're not busy with fighting, where does your time go? What do you like to do? Who are you?
I mean, I used to work a full-time job. I worked when I first started fighting. I was working all the way up until my fight with Taquinho Mendez in 2017. I got into the UFC in 2014. I was a pro athlete since 2011. And I've been working literally since then, working odd jobs, working as a substitute teacher, working as a wrestling coach for the kids. I love coaching. When I'm not fighting, I coach as much as I can.
Mhm.
I'm now getting closer with my family, which is something I've grown to appreciate a lot more over the years. And when I do see other families like that, it is something that I always wish that I had with my siblings and whatnot, and even my parents. And other than that, man, I play like little hobbies and things like that. I got some stuff that I do. I play basketball. I'm an avid chess lover, even though I'm not that good. I love playing. And I podcast. I act a little bit on the side. So, I'm kind of a jack of all trades, but a master of fighting. So I'll say that. But I try to dabble in a bunch of different things because you never know what you're going to take a liking to. And that's more so what Aljamain Sterling is about. So hopefully the next venture I could do is my rum company. And I've been working on that. And actually right before this, I was on a conference call trying to figure out some logistics for that. So that's what I'm doing with my time outside of fighting. I'm training, I'm working on separate little projects here and there, and just enjoying life as much as I can.
I'm looking forward to all that, the rum included. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the very, very entertaining fights, and just thank you for being you. Very inspiring gentleman, to say the least.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Paltrocast.